Hey YouTube, it's me. I'm back at it again. This time just for a real quick story time, okay? And health is really important. So I'm gonna throw this back maybe about 15-ish so years, basically my senior year of high school. Um, Senior year of high school, and I was in class one day, and I was acting weird, uh, just really off. Like personality shifted. I'm an introvert. I've always been an introvert. I'm okay with that. Like I love that. But I'm an introvert unless like I know you. If I know you, oh, I'm an extrovert. Like it's mouth moving nonstop. If like we friends, like if I know you, right? So anyhow, like I was just acting off, which could be considered like normal teenager stuff, but for me, like that's just weird. And I say that because like I don't necessarily like have recollection of this, but like my peers and people who I went to high school with, they was like, yeah, you were a little off, like somewhat, right? Anyway, maybe a few nights after that day when I was in school, I passed out at home. Uh, I was with my mom and my brother, my dog, and we were just hanging out, and I passed out. Now, so they took me to the hospital. Um, the doctor scared the crap out of my mom. Told her I was gonna die. Asked her if I was on any drugs. Wasting my insurance money running drug tests. I don't do drugs. Um. So anyhow, did test, test like MRIs and just like I don't, any like test you can think of, like they did it. The only thing like I've ever had was like headaches, and I had those consistently throughout my childhood and a little bit now. Um, anyway, so eventually, like I woke up. They didn't know what it was, but I woke up and I appeared fine. So they didn't really see a reason to hold me, so they let me leave. Well, a few days after that, it basically happened again. So we went back to the hospital, UNC Chapel Hill, and I hung out there. I hung out there for a very long time. Like I was there for a very long time, like to the point where they used to call it, when I was in high school back in the day, they used to call it homebound. Like I wasn't in school. Like like I had somebody who would come and do like my school stuff with me because I was just not able to go. And at this time I was a minor, so I got to be on the kids floor of the hospital and stuff. So like they try to make it nice for you. I think I want to say I was there for 21 days. And I want to say this was around my birthday because I remember snow. And I remember wanting to go home because I wanted to celebrate my birthday. Anyhow, um, yeah. So they ran some more tests and did like lumbar punctures and just other stuff. Just throwing spaghetti at the wall and just seeing what will stick, right? And also keep in mind, like I don't understand like all the medical stuff, like as far as like what they was doing and how it correlates to like my treatment plan. Like, and honestly, like I still don't. Um, but they was literally throwing everything at the wall. Like I probably didn't had like every medicine under the sun, just trying to figure out what's going on because um this was impacting my ability to think. Like I was not myself. Um, like things that I should know, I did not know. Um, I remember like every day they would come in and they would like put their finger out in front of me and ask me to follow their finger and like ask me to like touch my nose and then touch their hand and then um they give me 3 words like when they walked in the room and then I'd have to tell them what those 3 words was when they left the room and then they would ask me who the president was and I mean it was really like it was a lot of neurological stuff that was like happening and I'm like what in the world is going on but to me it was like oh I'm fine excuse me if you hear my dog in the background um it was like to me oh no I'm fine like nothing's wrong with me like I'm okay let's wrap this up can I go home gotta go back to school can I get back to my life keep in mind senior year of high school um so eventually my doctor is like oh well let's try steroids and steroids one of those things that you get on and then you kind of like have to like taper yourself off and then like long term like if you're on them long term if they really don't have they can do some bad stuff to your body um anyway so we tried that and I remember being hooked up to an IV and getting the steroids I think we was doing it every day once a day every day the steroids and it was a high dose I can't remember what it was but it worked and when I tell you it was just like a fog lifted it was great so that ended up working and what I was told is that I had Hashimoto's encephalopathy and to be honest at the time I did not understand it like what the heck is that right so at the time what I knew was basically it impacted my ability my cognitive thinking um and it like some type of like brain swelling I'm not sure what area or what have you but anyway at the time that's you know how what I understood that to be so okay cool we figured that out great so I was just taking steroids and it's just like well gosh how long do you take steroids right so anyway graduate high school on to college so here's the thing about that like I didn't tell anyone when I got to college I didn't tell anyone after college I didn't tell anyone because I was ashamed and I was embarrassed because I felt like well I'm Ashley and I'll be fine and I'll just figure it out and this was a needle in a haystack this will never happen again yeah so eventually I stopped taking my prednisone maybe about at this point 10 years ago um and to anyone who's ever had to take that, it just does some things to my body that I just don't like. Um, yeah, it yeah it it did. It's a very vain reason to stop taking something that's helping you, right? But it just did things to my body that I just did not like. Like it just, I was felt huge. But anyhow, so I stopped taking medicine. Well, fast forward to 2020, the pandemic, the panorama. Um, I think a lot of people, right? And this is also what I kind of just wrote this off as is it's the pandemic. I started having I started having thoughts. I was very down. Um, my sleeping pattern shifted. It was like my mind just kept going and I wasn't able to stop it. Um, so I started to see a therapist and a psychologist. And I was diagnosed with anxiety and depression. Also, something that I don't like saying out loud or admitting to people, right? So I just pushed that on down, right? Okay, we're just gonna take this medicine. We're gonna talk to this therapist once, twice a week. Um, well, at that time, sometimes I would see a therapist twice a day. Yeah. But anyhow, then eventually it was like, okay, once a week, and then it was like once every other week, and then for a little bit I was able to like stop going. Uh, well, fast forward to this year, right? Some things happened. Um, I started having those thoughts and feelings again. So went back into therapy. Um, like kind of just like as needed. Um, yeah. Started to take meds again. And then last week, someone said something to me. They said, your whole mood has just changed. It shifted like 1 minute I was like, I don't know. And then I guess the next like I was different. Okay, cool. Whatever. So this week I've really been doing a lot of self-reflecting. And I noticed that my sleep is off. And it's probably been off for a little bit. And I say that because I am by no means a morning person. But I've been waking up early. Like I can go to like I've been going to sleep late because going to sleep late is not the problem. It's the hey, I need 2, 3, 4, 5 alarms to wake up. And that's just how I've always been. But not just like going to sleep late and waking up early, but like I'm waking up in the middle of the night. Like I am restless and not getting good sleep. I've been having thoughts. I've been really closed off. So just all of that coupled with like, I mean, my introvertedness is like gone just to a whole just weird level. Like I've cocooned, right? So today I was fortunate enough to have a day off. So I finally went to go see a neurologist, and I gave him my history. And normally what I do when I go to the doctors is, and I know this is horrible, it's like I don't tell them my whole history. Like I don't tell them I have Hashimoto's encephalopathy or I was diagnosed with Hashimoto's encephalopathy. But I did this time. And he's like, yeah. I mean, this is a flare up. And it threw me. It threw me off. Because this is not, or at least I didn't think, but I guess maybe it did present like this before and I was just not aware. Like, things have changed and I need to do some more like research on it, but like back then, like there wasn't much information. Now there's a little bit more, and like I just went down the list of just things that that I've been feeling lately. Like just sudden shifts in my personality, like just basically cocooning myself, like things that I would care about or things that I would be responsive about, just not like I literally, this is how crazy it is. And like I literally was like writing out my thoughts to send to someone, and I had it in a folder to like just write it out. So like not in a folder, but like in like your notepad, just to like write it out. And then like I was gonna copy and paste it and send it, and I never sent it. I just didn't send it. Had to get called out on it, sent it, but by then it didn't even matter, right? So okay, Ash took the L on that one. But just my sleep pattern, like just being up, like I haven't been eating properly, like, and I'm not saying, oh, like I'm eating crap, like appetite is 0, okay? Yeah. And basically he was like, yeah, these are like all symptoms of these these are all your symptoms of your Hashimoto's, and then this is just how it presents in me, like the sudden mood shift, appetite loss, like loss, like sleep. I'm just gonna call it sleep loss, like the shift in sleep, the anxiety, the depression. And so here I am taking medicine for like depression and anxiety and to like help me sleep because I'm seeing a therapist and I'm seeing a psychologist, right? Which is nothing, hey, nothing wrong with that. But I also needed full picture, and I also needed to be honest with myself and say, hey, something presented in the past. Hey, this could maybe be related. And I mean, at this point, it's been 3 years, and I didn't make the connection until Monday, and then I was able to schedule an appointment and get in and see someone today. And long story short is I'm going back on steroids. I'm not a doctor. This is just me. And I said all that to say don't push things off. I know it can be scary. Don't hide things from your friends, from your family, from your loved ones, because maybe they could help. Yeah. So, I don't know, the one thing that two things that I didn't want. One, it's kind of happened again. I never in a million years wanted to be back where I was in high school, right? Back in the hospital, hooked up to an IV and them trying to figure out what's going on. Never. Thankful and grateful that that's not the case in this situation. But also I never wanted to be back where I was 2-3 years ago, because that was a really dark time for me. Excuse me. But yeah, I have a prescription I'm gonna go pick up in a little bit, and we're gonna start that. I feel relieved, but also still scared. But hey, it is what it is. Thanks for listening, YouTube. Bye.